Hey, what's good? Good to see you again. It's Andrew here. So the people at NUX, NUX, I have no idea how to say their name. I should probably find that out. I've heard everybody on YouTube say something different. But they sent me this awesome guitar processor. Well, frankly, I don't know if it's awesome yet, but because I haven't tried it. But that's essentially what I'm gonna do for you right now. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Yeah, so I got the box here. Just gonna have a quick sip of my tea. Still nursing a cold a little bit. So let's take this thing out without damaging it. Just like that. I'm liking the experience of taking it out of the box so far. There's some whatever these are. Oh, maybe they go on the knobs probably, or the pressy things. I don't even know what you call that. Foot switch. Foot switch is what it's called. Ugh. Cool. So there's that. I'm gonna set this stuff on the other side. So far I'm liking it. All steel. That's a good sign. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that that's something I typically care about a lot. And here's the manual. I actually am going to use the manual because frankly I'm not entirely sure how to set it up. Like, do I put it in the effects loop or do I put it in front of the amp? I think that's a question that I'll make sure I get answered before I start messing with it. Cool, so there's the manual. Get a nice sticker with it. Some other thing comes with it. Oh, warranty card. That makes sense. All right, so I'm going to hook this up then. Probably put it in the effects loop, read the manual first, then we'll get it done. So right away, when I'm looking at this thing, you got quite a bit of, there's quite a bit of ports on this thing. You got the expression pedal inputs, send and return, auxiliary in, master volume, DI in and out, XLR, more outputs, headphones, MIDI with TRS jacks, and USB-C, which is fantastic. Happy to see that. 9 volt, 500 mAh. So I'll probably use my Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 3 Plus. Although this thing does come with a power adapter as well. You can see that the power adapter comes in the side of the case right here. But really when I'm looking at it, I see that you can connect this thing to your setup in many different ways. There's like a ton of different ways that you can set this up. Studio direct, power amp in or return. There's another, 4cm cable method, pre-effects, post-effects. There's a lot. And I think it's worth mentioning that it also acts as a USB audio interface. And I think that's how I'm gonna set it up. What I'll probably do is I'll probably use it as the interface, and I'll use it as like my primary amp, my amp and effects. And I'll just record it straight into GarageBand or Logic. So it actually comes with more than just the charger. I had a look at it inside the box here, and it actually does come with the USB-C to USB. Then here's the charger that I believe it comes with. This is a small charger for 500 mAh and 9 volts. Yeah, I think this is what does it. It also comes with this adapter as well. So I guess you can use it for different kinds of, maybe different countries. So that's why they have that set up like that. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not entirely sure. But, and you also get the TRS to MIDI as well, which is really interesting. This is really cool. I could probably use this for my Boss RC5. Maybe not. Maybe it only works with Boss cables, but it's actually, I'm pleasantly surprised they give you that much with it. So the first thing I don't like about it is that the power adapter cable isn't quite long enough. So you can see it extends from here, goes from there. It's not that long of a distance. It's like, I don't know, 4 feet. If you ask me, it's better to be too long than too short. I think a powered cable should be at least 10 feet, but that's just my opinion. So something I should tell you before we go further is that I'm actually fairly new to the digital modeling world and the amp guitar processors and stuff like that. What I found out is that like if you plug it directly into your computer with a USB-C cable, I wasn't getting too good of results with that, frankly. And it doesn't say that you can do that in the manual either, so it's very possible that that's an improper setup. So what I did instead is I used the common connection right here. I use that right there. And what that does, that's the power amp in method. So that means you take a cable and you run it from the amplifier's effects loop, the return of the effects loop, which goes into the output of the Trident, and then you connect your guitar to the Trident into the input of the Trident. So again, you connect the return from the FX loop into the output of the Trident, and then you connect your guitar to the input of the Trident. And after setting it up that way, I was able to get a lot better sound out of it, and it worked much smoother. But as I was saying to you earlier, like there's a lot of ways of setting this up, and to be frank with you, it's there's a lot to it. Everyone else online has said how simple it is, and I would actually say that there's quite a bit to this to this processor. And one thing I should add to that too is that when you connect it via the power amp, the return of your amplifier, it's gonna bypass the volume controls on your amp. So then when you turn the volume on your amp, it's gonna do nothing. And when you play into the NUX Trident, the main volume controls will be with the Trident. So you have to be careful, because if you switch preset and it's at like max volume, and it tends to be quite loud by default, it'll be very, very loud. So make sure you watch that. And so to get around this, what I did is I turned down the master volume, which is on the front of the unit. I turned down that little knob, and then I just kept setting the level on each preset individually whenever I would switch to it. So I'd just kind of get an idea of like where the default volume of was the preset and how loud the master volume should be. And I would recommend doing that. Try something a little different. Yeah, it's asking me if I want to change it, and I do want to change it. Sounds pretty dope. Now let's get this this super difficult C# jam off. By the way, if you're looking for something to practice, I recommend learning the triads all over the neck. You can get a document that I made at travelingguitarist.com/fretboard cheat sheet. It's basically just the triads all over in first and second inversion. And you know, that'll help you learn the building blocks of harmony, and it'll help you also memorize the fretboard if you pay attention to where the root note is in each chord. It doesn't really bring it out. I like that. Where's the looper on this? I think it's right here, actually. Let's hit that bad boy. Okay, so the clear acts as the reverb button acts as the clear too, which is pretty cool. Then you just hit the clear button and it gets rid of it. But what if I just want to go back to the regular presets and stuff? Oh, there we go. So you just hold it. amplifier. There's also a cool boost button on this thing, and I really appreciate that. Just gives you a ton of gain. Sounds awesome. Yeah, man, this thing's pretty sweet. But one thing I will say is that the effects are not stereo, and there's no battery on this thing either. Like, if I could use this as you know, for busking, that'd be sick. But you know, I would have to have like another external battery or something, a power bank. Anyway, I think you get the idea.